Hello everybody, I'm Blackheart, and I guess I'm making this video because it's gonna get very confusing on how I make my avatars when I have no art skills, and I'm using this thing that's basically called a stencil. So I don't really draw much. So this is a stencil. And this would be the finished product. The finished avatar, or semi-finished. I still wanna, obviously, by the way, I got inspired by, Poe from Bungo Stray Dogs, or however the heck you say that. Obviously, he's based on Edgar Allan Poe, which is one of my favorite writers of all time, so my typical avatar involves wings and horns. Obviously, I gave my avatar my eye color. I also need to add my eyebrow piercing. I've already done the coloring and the shading, so yeah. I'm also gonna have to, once I edit the background, I can see the parts that are uneven, so I'm gonna have to edit that. That's the wrong shade of white. So I'm using Krita. It's this completely free app. That's white. I need the whitest white possible, and yeah, I still have some spots I need to edit. So normally I would do all this on a stencil, and I have a few stencils for every avatar I make. So whenever I need to add details or change something in my avatar, I'm drawing with a mouse, by the way, mouse and keyboard. I don't have a special pencil or iPad or anything to draw. I'm drawing with a mouse and keyboard, which I feel like is a very important factor for this. I'm not drawing like you normally draw with your hands. I'm drawing with a mouse like you do on like Microsoft Paint. But this obviously Microsoft Paint doesn't have layers, which layers make a ton of difference. Right now it's all on one layer. So basically I would need to do, now we're gonna do this. Import layer, and I need to go to the folder where I have my avatars, and I need to select one of my avatars that has the horn style that I want. For example, let's say I want my gaming channel style horns, and now they kind of overlap. And this one's below it, and now I just need to select this pencil, find the darkest part where it's all black. Okay, my mouse is kind of glitching out, like it usually does, because that's what my mouse does. Also, I usually listen to music while I draw, so I don't know if YouTube's gonna be too happy about this. So the avatars are the same size, right? I think I'm gonna need another layer for this, so I just add a new layer. I lock these two. I can still see this one, which I don't know, I can't focus on drawing unless I'm listening to music. So I'm gonna be playing music on my phone. And now I always use this, and it's either size 3 or 4. I did Poe in size 3. So I start. Honestly, I can't see if it's working, but you can see the lines there. Yeah, because I can't really see anything, I think I'm gonna need to select a bigger size. And now I'm gonna just do this. And they should layer up. So now I'm gonna trace one of the horns. So I hope you guys like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've actually been to see them live. I hope this process makes sense to you. I mean, it should. If you've ever used a stencil or that, like, blue paper that allows you to copy things, then you should understand how this process works. I'm not actually drawing, I'm tracing, which is how I make my avatars. It's a mix and match of different parts because I suck at drawing people, especially. Might have fucked up there. Yep. Good thing there's the Control Z function. So now we have the horns. Now I make this layer disappear and voila, Poe has horns now. He's a horny boy now. In the sense that he has horns. Of course it's not, doesn't perfectly add up, so I have to like adjust. Obviously I'm gonna have to color and shade them, but that's fine. Now he needs his wings, because that's my usual style. I'd love to give him raven wings, because, again, Edgar Allan Poe. Which, actually, he doesn't have the headphones, so I'm gonna have to predict where the line goes. Honestly, maybe, I don't know how to draw feathers, though, so I'm not sure I could make them raven wings. You know what? I'm gonna try with the, I'll need to make an avatar with, like, angel or bird wings to eventually have a stencil for that. I'll need my friend to help me with that or figure out how to get that asset. Oh, I think it looks terrible. The proportions are shit. Yeah, there's a lot of this, even when I'm using a stencil. They add up, kind of, but not, like, perfectly. So it's a lot of, like, trying to get the curves to look natural. Also, it's going in a little too far into his shoulder. Because, again, that should be behind his back. Okay. Once we got that part figured out, so I don't know how to do bird wings, actually, so it's gonna have to be dragon wings. But we're gonna make them a little different this time. I'll figure out how to do bird wings. Wait, his wings go here where the line is, so okay. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much how I make my avatars. I have some weird instrumental music for, I don't know, I just like instrumental pieces. Sometimes when you're writing action scenes, you need that stuff. And you also need a good eraser. Because sometimes you figure on how to make things look better when you do this enough times. At first it's just copy paste, but then you keep figuring out how to make things look nicer. And now I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that on the opposite side as well. And even out the proportions. We want his wings to be a little different. Because he's a bit of a different character. Now I'm just gonna have to repeat. And not mess it up. On this side. But yeah. Right, this is... his shoulder's gonna be a bit different spot than... Right. Yeah, I know, the drawing is so slow and the music is so inappropriately epic. I always listen to music on random, so... I don't know what I'm gonna end up with. The first song was pretty chill and appropriate, and this one's just going crazy, so I'm gonna switch to something else. I think this is way more appropriate, especially when we're drawing Edgar Allan Poe, kind of. A Poe-inspired character. Right. Just gotta delete this part. I hope you guys like Ozzy Osbourne. I do. So yeah. The song never gets old. Hopefully the proportions are not gonna be terrible. How did I do that side? Okay, that was a bit... I don't know if I'm gonna be able to repeat what I did on that side. But that's gonna be the point here. Nope. Yeah, this takes me a long time to get it right, even though I'm just kind of just tracing. It's a lot of work, even just to trace things. So, I don't really change my avatars often. It's like... Once you have a stencil, and several different versions of, like, the same thing, it's easier to mix and match, but... I don't know, I feel like I messed it up. So I'm probably gonna have to redo this. Oh yeah, that one's way shorter. The middle and the other area, wait, this one's missing like a part. This one's missing like a freaking part. Okay. Yep. Oh crap, I didn't do the line thing here. So I'm gonna have to... Okay. It's weird, because I don't usually talk when I'm doing this, but I figured this would be easier to show than to explain how I make my avatars with no art skills. Well, basically no art skills. This doesn't require too much art skills, basically. I still do the shading and everything, so... Okay, since it's Poe... Honestly, I kind of want to make him a bit of a vampire for Halloween, but... I don't know. So, for his horns, I think I'm gonna go with a traditional black. As for coloring, I always color on a new layer. I don't know if that's good or not. Nope. Okay, I always color on a new layer. So add paint layer. Okay, this one we don't really need because we got the wings and everything, so we can just remove it. Oh yeah. I hope you know this band because this song should not need an introduction. It's a classic. I hope you're all singing along to the song. I think Edgar Allan Poe, if he was alive today, would appreciate My Chemical Romance. This is a song, and the album is like one of the best albums ever made by any band. It's not just an album. It's so much more. If you know, you know. If you listened to the Black Parade album, you know it's more than just an album. It's not just a bunch of random songs. There's a secret, and if you arrange them in a certain order, you get a story. And oh my god, it's like a freaking opera or something. It's amazing. Seriously. One of the best albums ever made. And if you want to criticize my taste in music, you can take your opinion and shove it where the sun don't shine. Constructive criticism and advice on drawing better or song recommendations are welcome, but if you're just here to trash mine or someone else's taste in music, you can get straight the fuck out of here. You'll get those comments deleted. I'm still not sure if I like the purple background. So, I don't know. And it's purple. What the fuck is that supposed to be? That doesn't look right. Okay, that looks much better. I color using this one. When it comes to my avatars, I have like a specific set of brushes that I use. And I use them at specific sizes, so... I don't know. Honestly, I'm not used to talking when I draw, so... It's kind of hard to think. It's different than gaming, so it's kind of hard to think what to talk about, like... But my therapist said it would be good for me to actually talk about my thoughts and feelings because the way I do things is just I bottle everything out and I don't talk about my feelings and my thoughts like ever. So I just bottle it up, and the only way that would get released is through writing. I was basically for 4 years I was using writing as therapy. Which apparently isn't healthy. And I don't know. Talking to people always freaked me out. Especially now that I've developed social anxiety because of the stuff I was doing. I don't know, it's just like, I can't talk about what I'm thinking. I can't talk about what I'm feeling. I have nothing to talk about. And I start freaking out. And apparently this might be a good way for me to get over my social anxiety, to start talking about things, just I don't know. It's still weird to talk about stuff like myself in any kind of context. So music helps. Could be a conversation starter, so I don't know. Look, I was in high school when My Chemical Romance happened. Like, when they got big, everybody was listening to them, and I loved it. I unironically loved it. It's like, I freaking love Black Parade. I love the band. Their music was so good. And then they broke up, and I was so sad. Oh, this one's a classic. I was so glad when My Chemical Romance got back together again. And no, I did not watch or read Umbrella Academy. But it's on my list. And this is another classic. Radiohead with Creep. If you watched my Life is Strange 3 playthrough, Alex attempts to play that on her guitar that her brother gifts her. And she does pretty good. But she skips some lyrics. I'm not gonna try to sing. I'm terrible at singing. So we got the basic black in there. Now we need, oh yeah, we still need the color in the wings, which I normally do some kind of orange to match the eyes on my gaming channel, but for this one I'm not gonna color them in green because that's not, where the frick does green go in the color scheme, like, aside from the eyes? Not really. Brown? No. If I do too much black, is there a thing like too much black? Is there too much black? You see, when it comes to black, I don't think there can ever be too much black. I don't think there's too much black ever. I don't know. I think black goes with the color scheme. I think black is fine. I'm still not sure about the purple in the background. Sure. I'd love to do some fog and draw a graveyard, but you need actual art skills for that, I guess. So, how would you do that? I need to learn to draw better backgrounds, which is kind of what I want to do. Kind of why I started practicing art. Because I want to do, like, elaborate stuff. Eventually, for my avatar backgrounds. And my channel banners. Yeah. I don't know, I think using these stencils, it turns out pretty okay, because my friend used to do art for me. But then she had a kid, and she doesn't have time to do that anymore, because when you got a baby, you know, babies need a lot of attention, especially as they get older. They start running around and opening drawers and trying to climb furniture and putting things in their mouth that shouldn't go there, and you just run after them worried they're gonna fall off something or throw something on themselves. And you know, kids are demanding. Yeah, I recently got into Black Veiled Brides because I heard them on the radio. I don't know, I like a few songs, but don't think it's gonna be a favorite band. I'm pretty picky when it comes to music. I don't know. I have bands that I literally listen just for one song, and that's it. It's like, I can say I like the band if I listen to like more than 10 or 12 songs of it, and I like them actually. I don't know, it's like, the quality of music lately, I think, has been kind of on the decline. It's been kind of hard to find music that resonates. Like, the old bands were awesome, like, I don't know, like, from 2000s to, like, 2010 era, and, of course, the 90s, 80s, that kind of music. At least most of the bands that come out, like, as pop bands, like, I'm not talking about just pop genre, but, like, bands you hear on the radio, bands that get attention, you know, that become popular to some capacity. They're not that good, not like they used to be, and a lot of stuff that's, like, the same level of, like, again, 2000s, 2010 era, they end up being underground bands more often than not. I hear, like, songs I like in festivals, but again, I haven't been to a festival in years, and I don't think my social anxiety would allow me to go to one. I used to love going to music festivals. Used to love going to concerts. I actually start to miss that. But I'm like, oh, wait, people. Yeah. It's so weird. It's like, I remember how good it used to feel, and like, I want to go. I want to go to Comic-Con. It's a huge event. A lot of people, a lot of crowds. I even used to dress up as stuff, like, as characters when I went to Comic-Con. But like, now it's like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people. I'm not going. Like, I hate my social anxiety so bad. I hate this phobia of going out and, like, doing stuff I used to love. I used to cosplay. Now it's, like, unthinkable. Going out in clothes that, like, attract attention, that's gonna make people look at me, wanna take photos with me. Oh no, that's too much. I can't handle that. It's so weird how it went from, yes, I love dressing up, I love going out, I love, like, flashy hairstyles. Now it's like, nope. Just one hair color. I'm not dyeing my hair like 5 different colors all at once. I'm not gonna be flashy. I'm not gonna stand out. I'm gonna keep my head low and my mouth shut and just... It's so weird how that changed in just a couple of years. I think it got especially bad during COVID. It's like, I don't know, it's like I've fallen out of that space where you're being in contact with people, and like my social anxiety just ended up in an environment where it could get worse. I love Smashing Pumpkins. This is honestly like my favorite song. Okay. I need shading. I need to do some shading. It has to be darker than the main color, but not too dark. You have to see the lines still. I've only, like, a year ago figured out shading. Because when I draw, like, normally with like, pens and pencils and, like, paint, like, I don't know, watercolor, I don't know how to shade. But on this one, on the digital canvas, I was, like, able to figure out how to do shading. And it adds so much to the drawings, like, unbelievably a lot. I'm not saying I'm shading perfectly, but shading is a game changer. Just some hints of shading. It's like, it changes everything. It's so little, but it adds so much. It's like, I don't know, when I shade, I always assume the light source is, like, above. Because, I don't know, I don't really have a point of reference for drawing this It's like I don't have a person in front of me standing so I could figure out what the shading would look like in real life. I guess it doesn't need to be realistic, it just needs to be there in some capacity. It already does something that's like, I don't know. I think it makes it look better. So, yeah, it makes me feel like I'm almost an actual artist. Like, I'm not. I use the stencil. Real artists don't do that. But I can kind of make my avatars now without bothering my friend who's too busy. Like every time I need to have like my avatar's hair changed, or I want like a new outfit, or I want like a new background, or different hair, or change my horns up a little. You know, like I don't have to bother her for that. She can just focus on raising her child, and it's fine. And I can do this myself, so that was kind of the whole idea. She gave me like one stencil, and then I kind of just made improvements and learned to make like other small improvements to it, and make different stencils for different needs. So yeah, I got an original stencil from an artist, and then I kind of just went with it and made my own versions. I don't know if I need to shade the wings. I assume I'm gonna need to shade them like a little bit. Like maybe finding, like, that's the problem with shades of black. Okay, this is kind of darker. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. I found a new shade that works. Then next time I need it, I'm probably gonna forget how to find it, but wow. I mean, it's probably dark. Okay, that's not... Okay, need to... I still don't know if I want the background to be purple, but I guess it's gonna be purple. Because I can't decide what else would work. That needs to be colored up. Yeah, not bad. Like, you can't even get these colors this precise on like a regular canvas with regular paint. You can only get certain shades by mixing colors. And yeah, it's like, it just gives that 3D feel. And here's Hole. You ever heard of Kurt Cobain's girlfriend? Or, I guess she was his wife at some point. I don't really know. I listen to Nirvana for the music. Same reason I listen to Courtney. Because I like the music, especially in my final year of high school. There were a few specific songs that I liked. I don't care, I don't know her as a person. I have nothing to say about her as a person. Or about what may or may not have happened that led to certain things. I really I'm one of those people who listen to musicians for music. And I don't really care about their personal lives. Like, I only like you for your music. Like, I don't want to know you as a person because obviously they're celebrities. I'm never gonna meet them. Like, I listen to Marilyn Manson, but I don't know him as a person. So anything people say about him, I can't really say if that's true or not, and I don't really care because whatever he does as a person, I don't care about that. I only care about him as a musician. I care about what his next song's gonna sound like and not what he had for breakfast or who he might have angered by doing something or I don't care about that. And I don't support whatever controversial or straight up criminal actions these celebrities might do. Because I don't really care about them as people. I care about them as musicians. I care about their songs. Not what they do as people. Sure, if they do something very bad, that's gonna make me want to stop supporting them. That might happen. Not with musicians, but with video game companies like Blizzard. I used to play World of Warcraft. Not anymore. And probably never again. But yeah. So, this is how I make my avatars.